I've been approached by multiple whistleblowers within our grid operator. The allegations are that first, on the 23rd of June, the operator failed to meet the grid security standards put in place to prevent blackouts. Second, that the corporate affairs team interfered with operation decisions. That is not something that the minister denied, putting the reputation of the operator above security of supply. I first raised questions on the 2nd of June. Since then, we have had 3 public electricity margin notices, warnings to the market that we may be short on supply. I cannot stress enough that this is completely unprecedented. Multiple whistleblowers have now come forward. This too is unprecedented. I've raised this twice now in the House, and despite the seriousness of the allegations, shockingly on both occasions the government dismissed me as scaremongering. Considering the consequences of blackouts to people's lives, this is nothing short of a disgrace. The NESO has now agreed to do an external independent investigation. This is positive. However, whilst the government washes its hands of this situation, the investigation that has been set up is a complete sham. It will not look into whether or not the grid is being run securely or whether there was a breach of security standards on the 23rd of June. And remarkably, the chief executive of NESO on an all-staff call on Monday prejudged the outcome of the investigation by calling the allegations false, while senior management said the whistleblowers had let them down. Let me be clear. The whistleblowers who've put the national interest over their own careers should be celebrated for their courage and their integrity, not denigrated. So will the government finally get a grip on this? And can the minister guarantee that every single control room operator who wants to share their concerns will be given the opportunity to do this anonymously?
And we have subsequently from that taken this matter incredibly seriously, and a process has been put in place to conduct an independent review to take into account the information that she has shared. If there is more information she has from other subsequent whistleblowers, I'm sure she'll share that with us. We take this very seriously, so nobody is washing their hands of this matter at all. What I have said to her before, though, is that she is conflating 2 things, I think willfully, in fact, which is firstly to say that there are questions to be raised that have been raised with her by whistleblowers, which we absolutely will now investigate. But secondly, she then suggests that the electricity grid was in a state in which blackouts were imminent, which is simply not the case. And I would just gently say to her that it is absolutely irresponsible in this place and on social media to suggest that our energy system was at risk in recent periods. Electricity margin notices are a standard tool. I don't have time, Mr. Speaker, in my answer to read all of the dates at which electricity margin notices were issued under the previous government, but I can tell you they are a standard tool that has been deployed a number of times in the past. And I think we all have a duty to be careful about our words in this House. And we met the electricity demand on every single one of the days in question. I don't for a second doubt that it was difficult on some of those days, as it was across all of Europe.